Good evening. I'm John Haydon. For your information, the Bainbridge Island Police Department has reported the following incidents. Heading up to Paulsbo on Monday, I got caught in that north-south traffic jam that had me sit through at least 5 cycles of the left turn-only light at Day Road. Needless to say, I was about 45 minutes late to my appointment, but it was kind of nice to be able to say hello and actually chat with the people headed in the other direction on 305. Crossing the bridge was fun too, as I'm usually going around 45 and watching out for bicyclists so I don't get to enjoy the view so much. Up the road a ways, a dump truck had reportedly swerved to avoid hitting a raccoon, and it hit the guardrail and slammed into a telephone pole, which had burst into flames. The truck rolled over and down the hill, but luckily the driver wasn't hurt, and the raccoon made it to the proverbial other side of the road unscathed as well. The truck, not so much. The telephone pole appeared to be thoroughly charred from the ground up, and I've since learned that it knocked power out to several thousand people for a couple of hours. Most drivers seem to take the delay in stride. I know I enjoyed it myself. Last week, I told you about a shoeless fellow whose car had mysteriously crashed into a fence on the island, and now this week, the man is back in the blotter. It seems that an islander reported a break-in at an unoccupied residence in the area of last week's late-night crash, and investigating officers found a pair of abandoned socks inside the obviously broken-into home. Police would like to question the man about the socks' relationship, if any, with the man's feet and his missing shoes, but were unable to locate him or any discernible footprints at the park where he has been staying. The investigation continues, so to speak. I received a hot tip that an island property owner is in the midst of a dispute with another resident who has placed a stack of campaign signs on public property that abuts her property without her permission as required by law. Citing bad COBI law, the man has refused the owner's repeated written request that he remove the self-described wall of shame. When I drove by this property on Tuesday at the corner of Sportsman's Club Road in New Brooklyn, I noticed that the wall of shame had either fallen over or had been knocked down. Today it's back up. It seems to me that the neighborly thing to do would be to remove the offending signs, as politely requested, to a more welcoming property, if one could be found. Of course, if the signs are left where they are, and if history is any judge, they run the risk of removal by suspects unknown, and more reports to our already very busy police department, and that's the last thing we need. I gotta say that I had a great time at the Taste of Lynnwood last Saturday. I saw so many familiar faces and got to meet and talk to so many new faces that I couldn't possibly shout everybody out. So here's a big shout out to everyone, especially the 2 Bainbridge Island police officers who gave me a couple of good tips, and I'd like to share them with you. Don't steal campaign signs, and don't speed. Take it slow. I'm John Haydon. Thanks for watching. And remember, if you don't want to be on Police Blotter, have a crime-free week.